Good afternoon, Americans. Or evening, Americans, that is. This is your favorite alien in Bubba. Here on the evening of Saturday, April 27th, 2021. And the commentary is on climate change and President Biden. I don't get this president. He must have watermelons for brains up there. First, he does his climate change, then he goes over there and delivers a stunning thing today on the genocide of 1,000,000 Armenians by the Ottoman Turks back in 1915. That's something he should have stayed away from, big time. It just opens a Pandora's box. Same with the climate change. Oh, well, I had a talk with all the world leaders, and we're going to cut back emissions to almost zero by 2050. Yeah? Really? President Biden and those other leaders that you talk to, cutting back emissions to the atmosphere is not going to change the climate. You guys spent centuries creating this mess. China is still creating this mess. In the last 50 years, China has outdone you in concrete. What took you 200 years in concrete, China has done in less than 50 and more. The pollution level in China is atrocious. But the concrete level that China has done, and all the concrete and buildings and dams and everything that they're building over in China, has caused the Earth's axis to tilt a bit, where your poles are shifting, therefore causing severe drought in Central America and severe problems on the other side of the planet and yours here, with weather changes, weather patterns that are weird. And you can't say climate change, because it wasn't climate change. It was a combination of you all here that did it. And cutting emissions, it'll help, but it won't change your climate change. Your climate is forever irrevocable. Is it irrevocable? Well, yes and no. The planet that we used for my society after we left our ancestral planet was very much polluted by its earlier inhabitants, which probably died in it. We haven't found any skeletons or anything when we were doing in there, so they either died and got destroyed by the pollution that they had there, and that was corrosive, by the way. We should have seen the corrosiveness on there. Or they left the planet. But it took us a century and a half to get that planet with the atmosphere similar to what you have here, pre-20th century, or pre-18th century, I should say. So it's like a 676 type atmosphere, 1676. That's a year I would compare it to. And like I said, it took us a century and a half of your years, 150 of your years, to get it done. So for 150 years, our ancestors and their descendants that left our ancestral planets lived in 2 space stations. That's 500 plus thousands in two space stations that were built for that purpose. You don't have a single nation, not even yours, here, President Biden, that has done anything about trying to eliminate the atmospheric pollutants that you have put in the atmosphere. I don't see anybody creating plants, or you have plants here like Sterogenics, which put pollutants in the air. But that's money, because we have to sterilize medical equipment. Yeah. Where is the plants and where is the money that every one of the nations will pledge to do that? Say like you yourself, China, and Russia, take 3% of your defense budgets, and the rest of the country 1% of their defense budgets. They put it to work building plants all over this planet. But then you have to do something else. You got to decide what you're going to do with the pollutants once you get them there. Some of the pollutants you can use for other things. Others, well, you're going to have to bury them or put them in space someplace where they won't be found. And you say, oh yeah, we'll throw them over the sun, or we can throw them into Venus. Yeah. Throw them into Jupiter. Yeah. I don't think those inhabitants over there would like you throwing your garbage over there, though. The sun, maybe. You don't have enough garbage to mess up the sun so far. But there'll be a time when your society does. And then you have to worry about your star. Oh, are you guys in trouble? Well, that's the way it is. You start doing things like you're doing, President Biden, without even thinking about it. Oh, we got to cut this. We got to do this. We got to do that. Yeah? But you got to think of what the law of unintended consequences is going to be when you do it. And you haven't thought of that. We had to do that. We had to think, okay, when we're clearing up this atmosphere, what are we going to do with the pollutants? And some of them we could turn them into something good. Others, the star, which is similar to yours, a little bigger though, it was easy to put in there, just take a little spaceship and load it up with this cargo ship, load it up and right into the star, and it went out like no problem at all. But you guys don't even think about stuff like that. Oh, we can do this. Yeah, right. And then when you can't do it, then you go to the American people and you say, I messed up again. Anyway, this is your favorite alien and Bubba. What a mess. Good night.